Yeah, hello all. Welcome back. Today we're conducting 19th session on Node Express MongoDB like server side learning things, and today we are focusing on moving logic, like mainly what is the logic there inside these routes. We can move into the separate controllers, so that because we are trying to build a really large scale application, so that in the long run, if you add all the logic into one file, it is going to be messy. So that as possible, we should separate the code in a logical way. Okay, I hope you're following this one. Like, this is the 19th session, and from last two sessions, we have started the actual project. Actually, previously we have done all the basic stuff. So, without wasting time, already I just opened the MongoDB and application. I just opened all the files and folders. Okay, without wasting time, let's start. Mayur, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Ready, sir.
I think, yeah, because of India versus Bangladesh match, we can't expect the students to join. Okay? So fine, we are in good situation in the match. Okay, if you see, this is really interesting thing. And before entering into the actual topic, so yesterday I have created a simple video on VS Code extension for icons. So let me install one icon on my machine. Okay, that is I love simple VS Code icons is there. So this is a very simpler one. So I'm just installing this one, but you can prefer anything. Just click on this VS Code icons. Now just go and see. We have really beautiful icons. Okay, now our goal is move this routing logic into a separate controller. So that just create a controller folder on the top level. So normally, hopefully you're a little bit familiar with the model view controller, right? So here, if you see, these are the models. Because the database schema is like we can consider as a model, and the actual logic is there in controllers. And if you want to show something in a UI, like in a HTML file or something, we can add that logic into views. So this is a model view controller approach, MVC approach, because that's the most popular pattern. So fine. In controller right now we have a simple user the schema, and we have a routes only for users. Right? So let me add the user controller. Just users controller. Okay, normally sometimes people don't create file names like users controllers or something like that. Normally these are controllers, so that they will create file name like users.js. But in a beginning level, it's better to add a clear name. But if you want to go with a just users.js in controller and routes also users.js, that's absolutely fine. Okay. Okay, controllers are there. So as I said, we need to move the logic. So here, observe carefully. This is simply a function, right? This is simply a function, that is asynchronous function, and we are just passing that function as a callback function to this get, right? So what I can do simply, I will explain in detail. Suppose I'm just creating, okay, constant get all users. So what we can do, just copy this function, okay, just cut it, and we can add here, right? Yes or no? I'm just passing this get controls. So is it valid code or not? Because instead of writing the function definition, in as a function argument here, I just define the function at the top level, and we can pass that function name here. Simply, simpler, and here this is 100% valid. So instead of creating functions inside the route, what I'm doing, I'm going to move this code into controllers, separate JavaScript file, controllers, and from this file you can import it. The only thing is the function definition is there in a separate file. At any point of time, if you want that, you can import it. But here we should not, because this users is not, this is user is from the mongoose, right? So we should import those necessary things properly. So this is there from the user schema, so that this user is, we are taking from the user schema, so that we should not forget that. Apart from that, I think everything is clear. So hopefully this is fine. So now, if you want, because uh, if you want to call this get all users from this users controller, first of all we should export it. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to add a ES6 syntax, but no problem. Just add module dot exports equal to, I'm just going with a named exports. So get all users. Whenever you are exporting as a named export, while you are importing, you should use a curly braces. So fine, just go to users routes.js, and now just import your get all users. Okay, actually this is not there right now, so we need to import constant require. So that is there in from controllers, and so I think a little bit slow. My machine is a little bit slow, and the function name is a, because this is a function name, so that just copy from here, just import it properly, and of course just pass the same function name here. That's it. The only thing is we are just moving logic into separate file. That's it. Apart from that, nothing is changing. In a similar way, we have this is get all users route, and this is get a particular user, and this is post means create a user, patch means update a user, delete means delete user. So that just create a similar kind of functions and move the logic into the separate controller. So here this is specifically for user, so that I'm going to create, so constant get user. So this is for get a, sorry, don't whenever you save it, it's always Prettier is trying to like, arrange things in a proper way. So I'm just copying. This is for get a particular user. So I'm just removing it. Okay, just add that function. This is for get user. So and just export get user also. And at the same time import get user and pass that get user for the second row. See, because this code is very simple, right? Looks like. So if you want to get all users, you can call that function. If you want a specific user, you can call this particular function, so that it will move to this controller and it is going to execute the logic. And now we need to focus on remaining two things. settings are done. So I will try to finish it quickly. So we have done only two things. Okay, I think the post is there here. This is a heavy logic. Okay, for post, we didn't convert a code into um, async and await. So yeah, whenever you are doing, just prefer to use async and await. This is for post. So that just create the function with create the user, and this is the logic. Just pass that create user. Maybe you are feeling boring, so if you, whenever you feel bored, start doing practice. Okay, if you're watching this video, pause the video and practice so that you will get lots of energy. So this is done. Then we should export create user also. Yeah, and here obviously we should import it, and again just pass save the file. So see how beautiful the code is. And similarly, uh, just move the remaining logic as well. So I will do it quickly, but please do practicing along with me if you're watching the video, so that it's easy for you. Add it. Patch means update user. Let me add that constant update user. This is a synchronous logic. And, export this update user as well. Okay. And import that update user. Okay, and just pass. So if you see, yeah, just optimize lots of code. And the final one is cut it, create a function with a delete user, constant delete user equal to, this is the function, and just export that user as well from the controller, and just import that simply to your route file and pass it. So you see how simple is this, so that your code will be really good. So here anyway we are not using user, so that you can remove this one, because in user controls we are importing the user schema, and we have implemented the logic. So just to minimize all these things, you will feel better. Yeah, we are going to discuss few more things as well, but before that, Mayur, understood clearly or do you have any confusion here?
Got it.
Let, let's test it now, because whatever you've
Yes,
done,
yes.
always we need to confirm by doing testing. So I'm just running the server, npm start. Even after moving the code to the controller, it should work properly. And we can optimize that DB connection logic also into separate configuration file. That is really important. And after that, I will explain about some simple middleware. So yeah, DB connection is successful. It is running at 5,000. So just go to Thunder client, and let's try first get all users. Where is that? Oh, And let's go with get all users. I'm just removing this ID because and changing method to get, so that whenever we give a forward slash, it should give all the user details. Okay, let's see first of all how many users are there. Here 5 users are there. The SVJ, IE, Mayur, Srujan, and Pavan, and Krishna. So just go and hit the button. Yeah, success. We got the SVJE, Mayur, Srujan, Pavan, and Sai. Perfect. Suppose if you want to read a specific user, so if you want to get a confirmation, just go to user controllers. Okay, just add some console.log so that you will feel that okay, it is hitting controller. So I'm just putting okay, get all is already done, right? Testing. So that, let's go with the get user because right now we are testing this one. Of course, we didn't add a try catch. Please add a try catch while you are doing practice. So that so I'm some controller. Okay, let's see. This one. So if you want to get a specific user details, you need an ID, right? So I'm just checking, taking the my use ID. Let's pass the ID, and of course method is a get only. And just hit the button. So you got the specific user details. You see, you got a specific user details that is my use, and just cross check. See, I am from controller. It means whatever the logic we have moved to the separate file called controller, that is absolutely working fine. So in the same way, you can test, update, delete, and post and all the things. I hope you can do testing whenever you have some time. Okay, now Mayur, shall we go to another interesting stuff
Yeah, yeah, no issue.
in optimization only? Okay, now moving to our main file, that is app.js. So if you see, we have implemented the DB connection details in our app.js, right? So instead of putting this logic, we can move this logic into separate the file, so that in future, if you want to change anything, it will be much more easy. So for that, again, we can create another folder in the root directory. So some people will create the folder name with a DB, just a DB, and then they will create a DB connection. Some people will prefer to create a folder name with a config. Okay, anything is fine. That's your choice. But now I'm just going with a. I'm just creating a folder name with the config. Okay, and here I'm just creating a file that is db config or db connection, whatever it is. Okay. I'm just okay. Go dbconfig.js. Okay, absolutely your choice. Dbconfig. Here, what we are trying to separate the logic. So db connections. So just use this one. Here the important thing is we are using db connection constant. Here that is from process.env.db connection, and we are using mongoose, the package, right? So that we need to first we need to use mongoose package into db connection first of all. Okay, that is there, and the constant. So here in the db connection anyway we have only, we are just implementing only simple db's connection logic. So that is our choice whether you want to create a separate constant. Okay, either you can create a separate constant here, or you can write down simply process dot environment dot db connection. Okay, either way it is good, but I'm just preferring because here this is only one constant. Instead of creating another a variable, I'm just directly passing here. So this process.env.db connection, that's it. But here, because if you have some logic and if you want to use that logic, definitely we should wrap this into a function so that other people can use it, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just creating a function like a constant db connect or something like your wish. So make it a function and just move this logic into. Okay, so simple. Mongoose.connect. If it is success, we are giving a success message. If it is throwing any error, we are just giving the failure. That is absolutely fine. So, but you should not forget to export it. So, this is we are using a common JS module. So that module dot exports. Just make it. Because I'm just using a named export always. Maybe in future, if you want to add any other functions in this particular file, you can add like this. So db connect. So here now, only thing is in app.js, yeah, I've removed that one even because already we are we are accessing this variable in that dbconfig.js file. Fantastic. So now the before this one, first let's import that db connect constant equal to require. Which file is that? Okay. So if you want to go with a one level up, one dot is enough. Suppose if you're in um, folder inside another folder, just use two dots to get that path. So config the forward slash db connect. Even db config, the function name is db connect. DB connect. Simple. So that just invoke this function before this one. Yes, because it's a function, so that just invoke it. So if you see, whenever we are running the application, so first it is going to invoke this db connect and will execute this function. Once it is done, of course it is going to run our application on port number, specified port number. And here, um, what I need, so because mongoose right now we have moved the logic which is related to mongoose into another folder, so that just right now it is not required, so that just move it whenever if in future if it is required for us we can import it. So right now it is not required. So this is done, and let's see whether it is working or not first of all. So if you see still db connection successful, so I'm just stopping for reconfirmation. So just go to config.js. So here db connection is successful, right? I'm just saying from for namesake I'm just adding db config. So npm start. See, it is connected successfully. So I will explain uh, one more important thing here. So we can optimize this logic because so far we didn't use async and await for this logic, right? Just let's add the async and await logic. So what I'm doing, I'm just commenting this code for some time. So first, just convert your code into async, and obviously we are using the logic. So constant, you can say like a db or db connect, whatever, whichever the name you prefer, you can use it. So this is the logic, like mongoose dot connect. Of course, we are giving this process dot env dot DB connection, and don't forget to add await. Okay, await. That's fantastic. So now I'm just removing this logic. Let's implement in a cleaner approach. So whenever you are using async and await, always use a try catch block. So even we have few more optimization techniques like a code splitting techniques that we can learn later. So I'm just putting an error. So just move this constant DB connection into try block. Okay, it is a promise. Once it is resolved, it will return the object into DB. So that here, what I will give a simple suggestion for you. So just go and add few more interesting things. Here, yes, DB connection is successful. Connection is successful. Okay, after that, just try to give the few more information. So this object, like a DB not collection connection, DB connection dot host. Okay, because it will return lots of information about the database connection details. So let's add two details actually. One thing is DB connection dot host. So these are very important. Another one is DB dot connect dot name, so that it will give a database name, because sometimes you will forget, right, which database you have connected, so that information will be there in a .env file, so it's not possible to check each and every time. So that it's better whenever you are running the server. So if it is displayed, yes, we see something wrong. Okay, this connection is successful. Maybe I did something wrong. DB connection dot name says, mm, let's see. So if you see, host name is that we are connecting through the local host. That's why it is giving 127.0.0.1. But if you connect to the MongoDB Atlas, it will give you the host detail actually. It is very important. And the database name is a format. So this is much more informative. Okay. So in this session, we have moved our important logic, which is there in the routing part, into the controllers, and configuration into separate configuration folder. In future, if whenever if you want to connect with another server, or if you want to connect with another type of database, maybe because in large scale application like a very big application, so they will use SQL and no SQL. Okay, they will use different servers, so that they will connect uh, all the server from the main server. So at the time we will do lots of configuration, so that we should move all the configuration into this config folder. So that is fine. So some people will do with a DB folder, like all the configurations related to database, they will put into a DB folder. And right now, this is enough for us. And one more important thing is, okay, Mayur, are you following, or is
Yes,
it
sir.
boring?
Yeah, following.
Whenever you are simple things, it will be boring naturally. Okay, fine. And actually, whenever I was discussing these things, I forgot one simple thing. So if you see, we have installed the body parser, right? Because whenever we do post method, and if server wants to understand that JSON format, for the parsing, we have used the body parser. But actually, Express is providing another middleware to do the same job. But actually, I forgot. That's why I'm explaining now. So we no need to install this body parser. Express.js, because Express.js itself is providing express.json middleware so that it will take care of that. It will take care of the same job so that um, we can uninstall this body parser because we should not install the modules or packages unnecessarily. Okay, that is another simple optimization. And here anyway we are not going to use this .env variable because this is required for us so that maybe just we can just write like this. But suppose if you feel the confusion, just leave it. That is another interesting thing. So for three important things, one is we should move the logic into the controllers and configuration details into configuration folder. And I have removed dependency on the body parser, and we are using the middleware which is provided by the Express.js. Okay, and we have installed some icons. Okay, VS Code extension. So you can just install whichever extension you like. And so the most important thing is we are adding lots of middlewares, right? So I'm just saying like app.use, just use express.js and app.use and just add the route um, details and just provide the path of that the routing file. So what the hell is this middlewares? Okay, what the hell is this middleware? So middlewares is a really interesting concept. So that I'm going to explain in the next session. So if you have some time, just go through some documentation and watch some videos about the middlewares in the Node.js or Express.js and try to understand the importance of that. Tomorrow entire session will be on middlewares only because that is very important. So not only just using these are the middlewares provided by the Express.js or middlewares available in the our logic, but we can create our own middlewares so that we can create a custom error handlers and some interesting even whenever we are going to implement JWT token so authentication time for validation. So we can create our own middlewares. So right now it's not possible to understand what is that. So that tomorrow we are going to discuss in detail. So this is it. Okay, right now our clone is code is very clean, and wherever you are using that mm, promise chain, try to remove that. Then and catch block, just try to use async and await and add a try catch, and please just add a proper messages here. So suppose if it went wrong, add the DB connection has failed and just error message. And one more interesting thing here, I forgot. So I will tell you one thing. DB connection failed. Again here we are passing error. So if you see, whenever we are running the server, DB connection is very important. If DB connection is failed now, there is no use to run the server. Okay, so that most of the times what people will do. So if you see, if you want to stop the server, what you will do? Tell me. If you want to stop this server, kill this server now.
Control C.
Control C. So through code, how we can stop the server now? So if you see, so process dot exit, and if you give one, that means it is going to stop the server. So right now we don't have any problem in a DB connection. That's why it is working properly. So now what I will do? I will add some wrong configuration details. Okay, where is our configuration details? .env. So here I will do MongoDB yes. Okay, something wrong. So definitely it should give some error and it should stop the server. What happened? It is successful still. Okay, I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, it should kill the server. Npm start. FSC app crashed, waiting for file changes before starting. Connection failed. We got the error details. Even if you want to add error details in a beautiful way, error tag, a lot of details are there. Uh, process dot exit. It should exit, right? It has exited or not? So, oh, it is not exited, but just a minute. What will happen if I don't put? That's why even you should do lots of practice and revise. Otherwise, you will forget basic things as well. You can start. Yeah, yeah. If you see, did you observe the difference? If you don't put process dot exit one, it is not throwing any error. So it is just server is running. So we should use this process dot exit so that it will kill the server, but it will be there on the terminal. Okay. So let me. It will give you error message in red color. Okay, and even we can add logs, some notifications, lots of stuff will be there. This is just the fundamental things. Okay. Now tell me. Okay, I think only one person is there. Mayur, understood?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay, just let me check by mistake if anyone joined. Hopefully, no one joined from India because match is. What's the score now? By mistake if anyone joined. One person is watching. That is myself only. Okay, no problem. Please do practice. Of course, watching cricket match and enjoying all these things are very important in our life. But at the same time, learning things and getting a job is much more important than anything in the world. So just plan properly, just focus on learning and enjoy the matches. Okay, that's all for today. And tomorrow is going to be a very interesting and important session that will be middlewares. Okay, we are going to understand what is middleware and how to create our own middlewares, and I'm going to give some beautiful examples, the usage of custom middlewares as well. Okay, any questions, Mayur?
No, sir. Got it. I tried it. Everything. I tried everything,
Okay,
and it
you
worked
you tried already?
perfectly. Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, and maybe after 2 3 sessions, we can focus on authentication part, authentication and authorization with the help of JWT token. That will be most interesting. Okay, once we complete that part, probably we can switch to front end. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks for joining,
Thank you, sir.
and see you
Bye.
tomorrow again. Bye bye.